footy fetish, ease my mind. Is that shit that we kick too? Footy fetish, ease my mind. It's that shit that we kick too. We know the balls, we know the feet. And we're here to discuss them here on the Footy Fetish Show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. About that lovely time of year again. Welcome back. We got some round of 16 Champions League to discuss today. But first, introductions on order. I must introduce the one and only, the greatest Brazilian of all time, Mr. Ocho Bartlett. How are you, sir?
Doing well, sir. Glad to be back on the mic with the Mike Daddy. Mike Daddy, how you doing?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be back in the neighborhood. We're about to folk some Champions League up. I'm very excited about these group draws.
Yeah, me too.
You're going to drop some draws?
Ready to drop draws.
Who should drop draws with us? We need help. It's a three-man job.
It is a three-man job. The Footy Fetish has got to be at least 3 to 4 people. And, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a third today. Going by the pseudo name Dino. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Luis Trochez. Luis, welcome.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing, man? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Great to have you on. So, being that this is your first time on the show,
oh yeah,
we always like to ask new guests certain questions so that our listeners can kind of get a feel for who they are. So, first question we're going to ask you is, what was your first memory of soccer?
Damn. For myself?
Yeah, for yourself.
I think it would be
playing or watching a professional game.
Anything you want.
This is one memory I always have. When I was like maybe 6 or 5 years old, I was in front of my house playing with my dad. But my dad, he kept stepping on the ball, and I kept hitting. He kept moving the ball away from me, so I could never get it. So the funny thing about that, he kept doing it and doing it. I was so mad, man. I was 5, 6 years old, and I was like, one time, I'm gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna be able to be better, just to be able to get the ball away from him. And since then, as I grew up, I wanted to be just better, dribble, and do everything. So that's the first memory I remember. From after that, just watching games and these greatest players that have come up throughout the years, and learning from them.
That is an awesome memory. And to add on to that, ladies and gentlemen, Luis is another member of the legendary Ham FC that you have heard so much about. Luis was a part of that very first team, that Turtle, Jeremy, a.k.a. Jeremy, Fabrice, Alex Parker. This is that team that Luis was on. And we might not have won all of our games, but boy, did we play as a team, and we had so much fun. This was, to add on to what you're saying about wanting to be a better dribbler. This team was where I came up with the nickname for you for Dino, right, because of your ability to get the ball out on the wings and attract 2 or 3 defenders, and somehow, one way or another, you're getting out of it. And I never understood how you did it or what kind of magic you were doing, but Luis gets the ball on the wings. You can find him left or right. He's got the ball, and then 1 or 2, 3, 4 touches, boom, he's out and he's down the wing. And it was, I'm just left scratching my head like, I'm not sure how he did it, but it was successful. So we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to continue to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And to add one more thing, Luis is actually responsible for introducing me to Miguel, who we've had on in previous episodes. And that combination of once we got Miguel and Luis together was one of my favorites to watch, because Miguel was just a goal scorer, a pure goal scorer. I don't know what it was. He just had that in him. And Luis was your center attacking mid. So hopefully in the future, we will get both of you guys on here. Would love to reminisce some more Ham FC. But we've got a few more questions. Next question. What is your first memory of professional soccer? Be it maybe your country's team in a big tournament, or maybe a World Cup final memory. What was your first memory of professional game?
It was a World Cup final '98.
Damn,
You know that
98.
one, right?
I didn't
So this
watch it, but I know it.
I watched maybe the last 15, 20 minutes, but this is what happened. I wasn't a fan of anyone, and
Okay.
I was watching it, and I saw how Zidane scored that last goal, and they won against Brazil. Dude, I saw Brazil being so sad and so disappointed. I was like, damn, I want Brazil to win next time, next year for whatever else came up. And since then, that's when I started supporting Brazil, and then Ronaldinho came through, and just made
Yeah,
it better. But yeah, since '98, I watched that goal. I was like, damn, it's just. Since then I started watching every single game. Brazil, I follow Brazil, uh, and they won it in 2002. I watched the
that's
whole. I
right.
woke up at 3 in the morning. I remember for that final against Germany. So yeah, that goal against
Dang.
Zidane against Brazil. I remember that one. That's my first
What
one.
And
was
yeah, and
98?
'98. Yeah, '98's my
Yeah,
first soccer memory as well, man. That was a
yeah,
good one. That was a good one. Lots of good games leading up to that one too. And in the semifinals, you had Croatia, who nobody expected to get there. Kind of almost like last World Cup. That's kind of cool. But yeah, that's a Zidane goal. The Zidane goal, and then
yeah, yeah, man.
and nobody expected. I know I didn't. Even as a kid, just watching Brazil leading all the way up to that final. My dad and I were both like, "Dude, there's not going Brazil all the way."
Yeah,
I'll never forget the next day. He shows me like the morning paper, and there's the picture of Brazil's keeper looking back, and it's that final goal that France just like tapped in on a breakaway, and the camera's like looking through the back of the net. And they're just showing him like reaching back, like no.
yeah. That
We'll
was
never
a
forget
great.
that.
Moody, you know the last question we always ask new guests. Why don't you take it
Absolutely,
away?
absolutely. Now I know Ham FC is your real favorite team, Luis, but tell me who's your other favorite team? Who's your club?
Besides my club, besides Barcelona.
It could be,
No,
yeah, it could be Barcelona.
any club,
Oh no, yeah,
professional.
it's been kind of Hugh just kind of mentioned he compared me to Ronaldinho. Dude, I'm not kidding you, bro. Since 2003, when I saw him in Barcelona, I didn't have a favorite team in Europe. I didn't watch too much of Europe games back in 2003. Man, I was maybe 11 or 12, and Ronaldinho came up in Barcelona, man. He just changed the game, all around. And going back to what he said earlier, that's where I learned everything. And I'll be honest with you, just watching him play, I wanted to do what he did, and I did, and I practiced and practiced and practiced, and it came out. But Barcelona would be my team for sure. Oh yeah, I don't
And
care.
I'm glad
We're doing terrible, man.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't even know you were a Barcelona fan. I didn't even know you were a Ronaldinho fan. I could just
Oh yeah,
see your ability. Ronaldinho liked to play out on the left wing for Barcelona, and I mean the times I did watch him play, I saw it in you. It was crazy. I was like, who does this kid think he is? He's killing guys. It's like 1v3. How is he getting out of these? But you would. And it was like, okay, I'm glad he's on my team.
You're just taking
Okay.
notes from that '98 World Cup, and they translate it over on the field, man.
Shit,
yeah,
man. Barcelona too, bro.
Yep.
Ronaldinho, Barcelona was probably peak Ronaldinho.
yeah. Oh
You
yeah,
know,
man. Definitely, definitely.
won everything at Barcelona. Won everything, Player of the Year, Champions League. I'm pretty sure that was around 2002 is when he won the World Cup. So he won all these
Yeah,
amazing awards in such a short amount of time. And it's unfortunate. I mean, you could argue that was kind of his downfall, was that he had won it all at
he had
such a young
everything.
age and in such a short amount of time that he was like, okay, what am I competing for now?
Yeah.
Right,
What do-
right.
it's
Where do you
like,
go from here?
yeah, you got to have that Ronaldo mentality. Just win it all as much as you can for as long as you can.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
you know?
And I will always respect that from him. Like I told
No,
Miguel, whenever we talked about Cristiano and these comparisons that I think are stupid between him and Messi,
stupid.
um,
Yeah,
dude, I respect this guy, bro. Like I see Ronaldo in this whenever he was at Madrid, and playing these finals like no other dude, like no other dude, like
no,
it was amazing. So I can say anything bad about it. I hated him at first, just because of didn't know better. Whenever he was a
right.
Man U or even when he started in Madrid. But after seeing what he did with Madrid, bro, I'm like, all I have is respect for this guy. You know?
Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
them belly full, but we hungry. That's the Ronaldo mentality, dude. That's,
Yeah.
You
that's his
say my
team
belly
song.
full, but we hungry.
Yeah, quote Bob Marley quote, but hey, I think that's a
Yeah,
that's a good Ronaldo analogy right there.
100%. 100%.
Just that
Well,
dude's
all
never
right.
full.
No, never,
Let's
never.
get on it. You want to get on it? Let's jump
Do
in,
it.
Get on
baby.
it.
Let's jump in it, baby. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're through the group stages. They're done. They're gone. We've taken the prom has come and gone. We got to take the groups home. Got to get them home before midnight. They're home, but there's a couple teams out there still partying. Here they are. Now, before we tell you how these draws worked, we're going to drop draws for you. This is the round of 16, the last ones, but this is important to know before we head into this. Now, you're probably wondering, how did this work? How did this team play this team, and why not this team play that team? Well, it's because UEFA does it like this. The way it works is there's two seeding pots. There's one consisting of the 8 group winners and the other consisting of the 8 runners-up. So they basically pick one from one pot, one from the other pot. That's your matchup. No team could be drawn against a club from their group or any other side of their own association. Seeded group winners were drawn away in the round of 16 first legs, and they'll be at home in those returning legs, in essence giving them the home field advantage. So, Hubert, tell me about this first match. February 17th. It's already a juicy one. Let's go over it. Excuse me, February 16th. It's going to be RB Leipzig and Liverpool was that first one that we're looking at. And then the other one of that day is Barcelona PSG, which I'm sure Luis will have a little something to say on that one. But first,
Absolutely.
what's your thoughts, Hugh? What's your thoughts on RB Leipzig and Liverpool?
So, firstly, I'm going to get this right out the way. I think Leipzig are going to potentially take this from Liverpool. And reason being, Liverpool right now are really being They're being hit with that injury bug, mainly Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk is out for the season, and that is a big hit for that back line and leadership on the field. Right there, I'm not as confident with Liverpool being able to take Leipzig. Leipzig, on the other hand, are looking very young, very fresh, with a great coach. You know, you look at Julian Nagelsmann and what he's been able to do with that squad. We got to remember they were in the top 4 last year. You know, they I don't want to say barely lost to PSG, but they put up a fight against PSG. And they have proven that they can continue to keep this up. In their previous group, they were with PSG, Man U, and themselves, knocking out Manchester United, which was, I mean, if you look back, we thought that was a group of death. So for me, RB Leipzig look really strong going forward. Liverpool, they're going to have to really splash in this January transfer window to fill
Yeah.
a lot of the holes that are left from all of these injuries. So put me down for RB Leipzig. Luis, who you got here?
Yeah, man. I was doing some research before I got in the call to be kind of ready, and yes, man. Like I feel like RB Leipzig is gonna take it. The only thing that I could see changing here would be Liverpool signing a good center D. If
Yep.
that was to happen in right now in the next few weeks, that could change a few things, you know, because I think that the two center defenders are injured. I believe is Van Dijk and the other guy. So
Matip and Gomez, I believe, are also the other two.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I'll go for RB, man. I think they have a great team, and man, like I'm even worried about them because they're really good. Yeah, like he said the last Champions League against PSG. It was a great game. I watched that game.
Yeah, man, that was fantastic.
So yeah.
So we got
That
both of you
really
guys
was.
down for RB.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Put you down for RB. Man, this is a fun one only because if you really think about it, I'm glad you mentioned Nagelsmann, Hugh. We got the two of the hottest German coaches going at it head to head right now. So
Wow, good
number
point.
one, that's fun. Two guys you would think kind of know each other pretty good bit. They're going to want to show each other up. So that in itself is pretty fun. Ooh, man. I like RB. I like the way they've been looking, especially you come out the way you did against Manchester United. I mean, I know the score ended up being 4-3 in that last game, but in essence, it was what, or 3-2 maybe. But in essence, it was almost a blowout runaway for 80 minutes of that game by RB, and United kind of got those last two goals at the end to kind of make it seem like a contest. But hats off to RB for that because they looked great. They looked great the entire game, and they were missing Upamecano along with some others.
Yeah,
So you'd think
right.
they were going to get scored on. They held through for 80 minutes, so that makes me a little scared because if they could duplicate that again, not to mention they just played Bayern, tied Bayern last week in Bundesliga, so tied them 3-3. So again, they're scoring goals. On the other hand, Liverpool's not looking too hot, like you guys already said.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that if Liverpool is going to win, it's going to have to be that guy that just comes out of nowhere and does it for him. I thought maybe
You
that
know who it is.
I thought
Say his name.
that would be Jota, so maybe it's got to be Jota again. So my boy Jota. If it is going to happen, I think it needs to be him. I'm going to go Liverpool only because I'm feeling like I heard some rumors. Are they allowing some fans back into Anfield for this match?
Ooh, interesting.
Because I know they did for the last match.
Well, one thing to point out, and I think you said this earlier, just before we got into it, is that the number one seed, Liverpool, will actually have home field advantage
Exactly.
on the second leg. So, as we know in previous Champions Leagues, when Liverpool get that second leg at home, Luis, I hate to bring this up, but we
Hey,
saw them beat Barcelona 4-0 at
oh
home. It
yeah,
was a big result for them.
it's like an
Everyone
extra
counted
player.
them out. Go ahead.
It's like an extra player for them, having people in the crowd. So yeah,
That's right.
that would definitely make a difference.
So,
Exactly.
Booty, with that being said, you have a legitimate point here with Liverpool in that second leg potentially winning the game for them or moving on and winning that second game. So it will definitely be seen. I will say both Booty and I picked RB Leipzig to finish in third place in the Group H. So we were wrong on there. I will
Wrong
say
again.
Booty was incorrect in picking PSG second, so I'm going to gladly take that half a point. I had PSG first, Man U second, RB third. Booty had Man U, PSG, RB Leipzig. So
I looked
currently,
so good for so long for that one. Ah. United fucked me. Shocking.
they did. They did.
Shocking.
With that being said, let's move on to the next game of the day, which is the
Oh,
Battle of Titans. We have got Barcelona, PSG, February 16th. I'm just going to go ahead and pass it to the Barcelona fan. Luis, take us
Oh
away,
man,
man.
I
Give
was
us your
hoping you
thoughts.
would. I was hoping you would.
Give
Do
us
it,
your
man.
thoughts. Who's your pick?
that's a tough one, man. That's really a tough one. Man, it's hard to say. Now let me ask you this: do you guys know if Neymar will be back by February? Do you think he will be back?
Let's do some quick Googling.
Yeah,
Um, while
because
I Google, give us your thoughts.
I'll tell you this. That to me, for me, that's what's gonna make the difference right there. Just Neymar, because I know Mbappe is great, Di Maria is great, but Neymar is who holds that team together, bro. So if Neymar is not gonna be able to play that first game, I will go with Barcelona. But if Neymar is gonna be there, I think PSG is gonna take it. And as much as it hurts, but Barcelona right now is not in a good place at all. In any way, it's like a ticking bomb. And the last thing that I want right now is another 4-0 game in the Champions League. So uh, it's gonna be based on whether Neymar plays or not for me. If he doesn't play, I think Barcelona has a chance, just because he won't be there. Um, and it has always been like that with PSG. If you go back a few years, man, whenever he has gotten injured, PSG is always he doesn't get up past that 16, I think,
That's
right?
right.
It happened
That's
with
right.
Madrid. It happened with I don't remember who else. Whenever he gets injured, whenever he is on the field, it's a different story.
That's right. And one thing I gotta point out is the last time we have seen Barcelona PSG. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was that magical game
2017.
I can't. What's the name? What's the name of the stadium? Barcelona.
Camp
New.
Nou.
Camp Nou,
Yeah.
right? And Neymar was actually one of the main pieces, and it was 6-1.
He scored 3
I
goals.
mean, yeah, 3 goals, had that
3
assist
kicks,
at the very end to Sergio Roberto for the game winner. I mean, this is going to be a very exciting matchup because of the history that we have from the round of, I don't know if it might have been a round of 8, but this game right here is going to be very exciting because now it is going to be a Messi versus Ronaldo. I'm sorry, Messi versus Neymar rivalry. This is going to be the first time we've seen them face off,
Right.
probably since he left Barcelona. So hopefully he'll be back. Looking at some recent articles, Neymar said it could have been worse, but once more, God has saved me from something serious. Now I want to recover and return as soon as possible. So, being that it's December 15th and that this game is going to be on the 16th of February, he's going to have 2 months for recovery here.
Recover, yeah.
So, I saw the tackle, and it was really unfortunate. It was actually in the 7th minute of extra time. So, the game was practically over.
Over.
And when I saw the tackle, it looked like the player kind of scissor kicked around Neymar's ankle. It looks like it's going to be an ankle injury. I haven't looked too deeply into what the diagnosis is. That's right, left ankle. Neymar is reassuring that he's grateful because the injury could have been worse. So, Luis, I agree with you. This is all going to depend on if Neymar is healthy.
Right.
And not even a healthy Neymar. It's got to be a confident and healthy Neymar.
Yeah. Because
So,
if he recovers at the first week of February and he goes and plays, it's not gonna be the same. He
no,
needs at least 4 games, 3 games where he's gonna be 100%.
right.
But
And
we can put me down for Barcelona just because I cannot let my team down. But let's keep that in mind, all right? In the next few weeks, see what happens.
so one more thing to point out here is that Barcelona they got waxed by Juventus in that last match day, right? That was a 3-0. But we have to keep in mind there was a lot of injuries to that Barcelona team. They were missing PK, Umtiti, Ansu Fati was also out. Ansu Fati has been a spark plug for Barcelona, and you really hate to see him missed.
Dembele
Just
out.
Dembele. So, just quickly looking at some injuries for Barcelona: Ansu Fati, Sergio Roberto, Gerard Piqué, and Ousmane Dembele are definitely out as of right now. Not sure when they'll return, but looking at these two, okay, you've got significant injuries on Barcelona, significant injuries on PSG. The way the current rosters are, I'm going to have to pick Barcelona just because of what Luis said. Neymar is not there. I'm not sure Neymar can return. Let's also remember that Neymar loves to go to Carnival in Brazil, and the knockout stage is always around Carnival. So Neymar he's got a long journey ahead of him as far as recovery and distractions. We'll see. Put me down for Barcelona pending changes on rosters. I may be coming back to revisit that.
Oh, yeah.
Luis, if you want to change your pick ever, just send me a text and we'll change it up for you. But I'll go FC Barcelona just because of the current injuries.
Got your mark, baby. You pretty much took everything I was gonna say. Like all my points you just said. I was just about to be like, oh, I'm gonna hit him with Carnival too. I had the dates for Carnival up, and that is February 12th through 17th, and this match is on the 16th.
Saying, bro, it always happens.
But according to BBC.com, Rio 2021 Carnival parade postponed indefinitely.
Oh,
so because of coronavirus, maybe Neymar might be playing. I say I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on to my pick until I see if Carnival is on or not. That's what's gonna turn my pick. Secondly, though, on Barcelona's side, and Luis, I'm a big Juventus fan for about 10 years now. And so this is coming from a Juve fan. Had Juve not won that game 3-0, there would not have been as much media attention on how bad Barca looked. I promise you, because had Juve won 2-0, Barca's winning this group. Barca's winning this group.
That's right.
The game before that, they won 4-5-1, maybe, I think. They didn't lose a game in the group stage other than that one.
Right.
Didn't tie. They beat Juve before that. It was all just because there was this one little patch that they just hit where they looked bad the last, I think, 3 games.
Injury bug.
They lost the game right before that in La Liga to a lesser named team. So all that media attention was just kind of it was the media mosquitoes just leeching on them,
Right.
So I can't sit here and say that they're a worse team than PSG because of those 3 games. They have time to recover, and I'm gonna take Barca as well, just because PSG, every time I pick them, they like to fuck me. So I'm gonna go Barca. But let me see. I also agree with the Neymar point, Luis. It's a good point because if we're getting Neymar that wants to be here and wants to play, he's unstoppable. But
Yeah.
it's just which one are we going to get today? The Carnival thing, as much as we joke about it, if y'all don't believe us, go Google it. Go Google it, soldiers. If you're listening out there, it's a real thing.
I will say last year was the first year that he broke that cycle. And I remember he released a video specifically pointing to the fact that he was not going to be attending Carnival. It's a hilarious video. If you can understand Portuguese, he says, hey, everybody, I just want to let you know I am going to be enjoying myself. And then he turns and he's in the PSG weight room. And he's like, I'm going to be at PSG for Carnival. And it was like this big joke. All the Brazilians, loved it, of course. But
yeah, he brought all the big booty Brazilians to him this time. That's what he did.
That's right.
He had Carnival there.
Right.
That's right.
The samba party was in the gym. That's what happened. So I would regret not asking Luis about the current situation with Barcelona. Luis, give us your current take on the status of Barcelona right now in La Liga and just in general. They got a new coach, Ronald Koeman, Messi potentially leaving. What are your thoughts here?
I think it all revolves around what's going on with Messi too. Like what he said during the summer, wanting to leave, and then the Bartomeu not letting him leave. That was a big hit for him, man. And he, even though he came back and said, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna do what it takes. You can tell on the games that he's by himself. He's the only one player, and I'm not putting blame on other players because these players that are right now playing with him, like Pedri, they're pretty young. They're still getting into
Fati. Yep.
Fati. There is another Pedri and the left
Puig.
one, Ricky Puig, but there is another one, the left footed one.
Trincao?
Trincao, yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty young. They're great players for the future, but if you see them play against Messi's still looking around for somebody to give the ball back to him, and it's just I see him lonely and also like upset. There's no denial, and that's affecting the whole club. In a way, the coach, bro, what he's doing to Ricky Puig right now is just embarrassing, man. This young guy, he's one of the best midfielders I've seen. I didn't trust him before whenever I saw him, but you can see the energy that he has, that he brings to the team, and he doesn't want to give him a chance. He's building drama around the team, and it's just all of that is gonna affect the whole team. Every game, and it's just gonna what happened 2 weeks ago is gonna happen again, and it's sad, man. It's sad. I wish things were different. I wish Xavi would coach Barcelona. I don't know if you guys have heard, but he's doing amazing. He's doing amazing right now in his team. So I wish he could come and take over.
To
But
add
right
to
now,
your
all we
point.
can do is
Add to your point.
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. To add to your
No,
point
go
about
ahead.
Messi playing by himself, if we look at his stats against Juventus, he has got 11 shots with 7 on target. And
Yeah.
the closest to him was Pjanic and Griezmann with 3 and none on target. He was the only player to create 11 shots for himself, 7 of them being on target. Just to add on to your point here, I mean, even though he has
Yeah.
said in public, I don't want to be here, he still bleeds red and blue. He
Right.
still plays for the badge. It's really admirable to see.
Oh
And
yeah, man.
it's going to hurt to watch him leave. But I
Oh
believe
yeah.
you said at the beginning of the episode that, I think you said it's his time to go. Would you just kind of
Yeah.
elaborate on that?
Basically, what I meant was, it's his time. He has given so much to the team, and since it's been 5 years, 5 years since Barcelona has promised him a team where it's gonna be competitive, and it's been embarrassing in Europe.
Mm.
Barcelona, basically, they've been the clowns of everybody. Nobody has more respect for Barcelona. Back then, 5 years ago, if you had to play Barcelona, you would freak
Oh,
out. You knew
yeah.
whoever it was, man. Then nobody wanted to play Barcelona. Right now, everybody wants to play Barcelona. So it's like, he's been there for too long. He's waited, and all this, what the media does too. That's blaming him about every loss they have in the Champions League. It's just, I feel like, for himself, for his family, and everything else, he just deserves to change, man. And Barcelona needs to get a new president, start over, use their Masia, their young players, and focus again on what they did 10 years ago. Start over. That's what it takes.
Fresh start
But
for everybody.
yeah, for Messi, he has a few years left, man. He doesn't have to be dealing with this mess. He's in that age where he needs to find a good team, where he has more challenges, and he has players like Neymar, Mbappe, who are gonna be around him and are gonna help him. You know.
Are you insinuating that he's going to PSG?
Look, we talked about him earlier, Miguel. He has good information. So
Yeah.
if I want him somewhere, it would be at PSG. Trust me. If I want to see him
Okay.
else, that would be a good team. I would love to see him play with Neymar again. So
Very cool. Okay. I dig that. I'm glad you broke that down for us because Booty and I, we don't really watch La Liga. And when I do watch La Liga, I'm watching Real Madrid. I'm
right,
sorry.
right, right.
It's just I don't know why. I guess it was Ronaldo being there that kind of drew me there. But really glad you were able to break that down. And I kind of agree that Barcelona need to rebuild. They just need to kind of start over, fresh slate, get a new president, and just like you said, they gotta start
Yeah,
over. And
yeah.
Yeah, fresh start for everybody. I like what you said, Luis, because I like what you said about 4 or 5 years ago. That was a team that you didn't want to play. I know because I'm a Juventus fan.
that's right.
I got that beat down a couple times, but
Oh,
but you know what? One good thing that Barca will always have, and I don't think it'll ever go away, is it's the want to play there. I think youngsters will always want to play for Barcelona. I think you're always going to be able to find guys that want to bleed for Barcelona. So I think you're right. Time to start over and find who wants to bleed for Barcelona. Fresh start, man. Fresh start.
Great, awesome. Well, with that being said,
Let's move on.
let's move on to the next day. I will say, both Booty and I predicted Juve Barcelona 1-2. We both get 2 points out of Group
Woo!
G. Let's move on over to Wednesday, February 17th. We've got Sevilla versus Dortmund, Porto versus Juve. Let's start off with the two kind of lesser clubs. Let's go Sevilla Dortmund. This is a difficult one for me.
Me too.
I'll start it off. We just found out that Favre was let go. Favre is no longer the coach of Dortmund,
damn.
and since this season, since last season, we have been talking so much trash about Favre and how he just continues to come up with these crazy lineups that don't work out. He's just not. He's not that kind of coach.
I,
So
I got something that'll muddy the water even more for us, Hugh. They,
depending on who the coach is, I've got Dortmund. Booty, who you got?
Okay, so exactly what you were saying. All we ever say is, man, just get Favre out of the way. Like, just stop allowing this man to fuck up what you have, right? So they fired him. They played today, and guess what they did, Hugh? Exactly what we talked
What?
about in the last episode. They ran a 4-2-3-1. They had Witzel in, they had Sancho in, and they won 2-1.
Nice.
And
Okay.
Gio.
Who's the coach?
The coach, I can actually tell you the name. Yeah, hold on. I got that for you.
Arrowhead coach. Here, I'll look it up. You keep talking.
So, with that being said, Sevilla is my squad that I consistently always pick dating back to last year. They really treated me well in Europa. And to me, they're the only team so far, other than RB Leipzig, that's really looked like they had a chance to beat Bayern Munich. Damn. It's tough, though, because Holland is also not in right now. So, hey, if you run the 4-2-3-1 with exactly what we were saying with the lineup that we want, I got to go Dortmund just because Holland will be back. That's all I got. That's all I got. Other than that, Sevilla might do me dirty just because I'm going against them for the first. This will be the first time I'm going against them in a long time. Oh man,
Lineup.
I know it's tough, man. And that coach you're looking for, Hugh, is Eden Terzic. So he's the interim coach right now. Another German coach, I believe. Another guy who has he knows a lot about the Dortmund brand. He actually grew up around Dortmund. And I believe that was his club growing up. So that being said, maybe that's what they needed. Just for Favre to get out of the way. Maybe everything's there that they need to win. So I'll go Dortmund.
Luis,
what you got, Luis?
Oh man, you know what? I like Sevilla, man. And not be, I don't I follow them lately. I've been following them because this is a team that they always hustle. They always fight. You know. But Dortmund, man, I look at that lineup. It's just it's a tough one, man. I don't know. Just because of the lineup and the quality of players, I'll go with Dortmund. You know, these guys, you can tell there's a difference. And you said Haaland is gonna be back by then.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean this guy. Yeah, I'll go with Dortmund on that one for sure. Now I'll tell you this: it's not gonna be an easy game for them.
No,
they're gonna get in trouble. Oh yeah.
Luis, do you remember who was the one team to challenge Bayern Munich this year?
This year, where?
It was Sevilla. Sevilla were the only team to take a lead first. Actually, there was a team that beat them. Hoffenheim beat Bayern Munich, but Sevilla challenged Borussia.
Bayern.
Bayern. They challenged Bayern. Sevilla are, like you said, man. They are not to be slept on. They are a great team.
Yeah, dude,
they are a great team.
They got a good lineup. Now, quality, Dortmund has it. When it comes to quality, so that could be an advantage for them for sure.
Yeah, and, for sure. That matchup that Ocho and I are talking about that Sevilla actually gave Bayern a run for their money was the Super Cup. So the Super Cup, they had the 1-0 lead on them, and then of course that went to, of course Bayern gets the equalizer, they go to extra time and they win it. But for me, that was the only team that's really given a run for their money other than RB Leipzig. But man, I agree with you 100% though, Luis. Sevilla's been really fun to watch, especially it was 2 games ago that they were down a man, down a goal in Champions League, and they come back and they win it. That just goes to show you, they don't, like you said, they don't stop hustling. They show their heart. They play with their heart. It's tough to go against a team like that, man. But it's just so tough to go against Dortmund's lineup if they don't fuck it up. Just can't.
That's right.
Just can't. What's our other match we got?
To close this one out, Booty and I both picked Dortmund in first place for Group F, with the second place being Lazio. So another 2 points. Booty and I are neck and neck as it stands with the group predictions. But let's move on over to the other game of the day. We've got FC Porto versus the old lady, Fino Alfide Juventus out of Torino, Italy. This one, I should say it's easy. I'm going to pick Juve, and then I'll pass it to Booty. Booty, give us your thoughts on Juve.
You know who I'm picking? I'm also picking Juve. But this game kind of scares me a little bit because FC Porto has been looking nice. They've been looking pretty good. It is going to be fun to see Ronaldo go against his one of his favorite clubs growing up to watch. So that's going to be cool. Gee, I wonder how that randomly happened, UEFA gods. Just like that Messi versus Neymar, right? It's weird how those draws end up. But That's going to be really fun. And the thing that scares me though is FC Porto kind of seems like Lyon was last year. And guess who we played last year in round of 16 and did not advance against? It's Lyon. So that's in the back of our heads, but same time, McKinney's on fire right now. I can't go against him. I can't go against Ronaldo. I can't go against. We were missing Delict for a good portion of this year. He's now back. You saw what happened with that against Barcelona. So I'm going my boys. Fino alla fine. Let's do it. Luis, who you got?
Same here, man. I'm going with Juve. Yeah, for sure. It won't be easy again. It won't be an easy game, man. Like it's
Agree.
gonna be a tough one, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna take it.
I agree, especially when you got a player like Ronaldo on your team. He he's full, but he's always hungry, man. Especially in the Champions League, this is his favorite competition. He loves to score goals, especially against these lower tier teams. I'm not going to say Porto is a chump of a team, but they're definitely a tier 2 team as far as where they stand in the European tournaments. So look for Ronaldo to really exploit those weaknesses on that FC Porto team. They don't have a team full of world class players. He is now surrounded by some much better players this year as opposed to last year. So look for way more service and way more goals from Ronaldo on this game. With that being said, um, Booty and I both did not pick Porto
Oh,
to come second out of this group. We both picked Marseille, and congrats to Porto here. We both did pick Man City, so 1 point to each of us here, and we also picked Juve to come out of Group G. With that being said, let's move on to the next week of games. We've got Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea on February 23rd. I'm going to pass it to the guy with his team in La Liga. What do you know about Atletico Madrid, Luis? Give us your thoughts here on this game.
You want me to be honest, man? Look, did you see the game against Real Madrid last week?
No,
Did
I
you
did not.
see it?
No, I did not see it.
Okay,
Booty, did you see that?
I did not.
let me summarize it really quick. The game was maybe 1-0 or 2-0. Minute 60. Simeone gave the game away, taking out João Felix and Suarez. So
What?
basically he said, okay, this game is over. We're not gonna win. I'm done. Let me put some other guys. Minutes around
Mm.
60, 65. So
Wow.
bro, Atletico is a great team, dude. But I feel like this type of coaching that he has, that they have, I don't know, man. Like that's why dude, you playing against Madrid. Why would you give up a game in minute 65? After what that means playing against Madrid, you've lost to them in two Champions League in a final. I don't care what is next. You want to beat their asses, whatever it takes. So that's what he did, man. And whenever I was watching, and I was like, okay, this is embarrassing, for a team to do that in minute 65. To me, Chelsea is gonna. If I'll tell you this, Chelsea is gonna take the game. This game if they have everybody, if they have Pulisic, if they have the good players in the game, because they're solid. They've been showing up, and I feel like Atletico is just gonna shrink again, like they've been doing in the past few years in the Champions League against Juventus. They did it last year, the past few years. So I feel like Chelsea is gonna take this one. You know. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that because I did hear about how Joao was upset about being taken out. I didn't put two and two together. It was this game, but that
Right.
makes sense because then I also on my feed popped up like Joao Felix going to Juventus. I'm like, no, we don't have the money for that. Like, I always love Italian media because it'll be, Joao Felix is coming to Juventus, and then Pogba is coming back to Juventus, and then the next article you read is Juve can't afford to keep Cristiano Ronaldo. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
could we put all this logic together? Because none of this
Yeah,
makes sense.
right.
But no, man, that's weird, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
weird.
I was surprised when I saw that. So that's I feel like Atletico Madrid when they play against these big teams like Madrid, Juve, or even Chelsea, it's a tough team. Look at the lineup. They kind of they shrink a little bit, man. in Europe. You know, in La
Yeah.
Liga they do well. In the UEFA they do well. But the Champions League is a different story, man. It's different. So I don't know. I'll pull for Chelsea on this one.
To add on to your point here against Real Madrid, right after Saul was subbed in for Joao Felix,
Hmm.
within 3 minutes, a goal was scored, an own goal was scored. And I don't know how the goal was scored, but it just makes you
Oh,
wonder.
yeah.
How was this goal scored? It looks like an own
So
goal.
so this dude Carvajal, he shot to the goal. It bounced off the post and it hit Oblak in the back and it went in.
Wow.
It was unfortunate, but it was a
Yeah.
great shot. I'll tell you that it was a great shot.
Okay.
So
But
it
okay,
could go either way.
yeah. So so think about it, man. Like Joao Felix was taken out on minute 60. The game was 1-0. You're gonna take one of the best, if not the best player on the team. Basically, you're giving up on the game. You know,
Yep.
so that's like, it just says a lot about the coach, man. I don't know why he did that, man. I don't know I just it just surprises me and it kind of upsets me. But whenever a team plays like that, I'll be pissed, because I want to win the game. I want to keep all
Yeah.
my players in the game, So that's what happened.
Imagine also what it does for the players on the field
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you see one of your most attacking threat players being taken off. I'm gonna kind of look at my coach and kind of tilt my head like,
yeah,
are you trying to send us a message like you don't want us to win this game?
Why are you
yeah.
taking out my help?
Yeah, why are you taking out our goal scorer? This guy, that's what I love about Joao Felix. And actually, I want to get your opinion on this, Luis. But
Oh,
Joao Felix, for me, does more than score goals. He also creates goals and does so much more for the players around him.
yeah.
And a question I always like to ask new guests are, looking to the future, you have Erling Haaland and Joao Felix. Who would you rather build a team around?
Joe Felix, I'll take him.
Joao Felix.
Yep, yep.
I'm gonna say me too. That's my argument. Is just I think he's a better
Yeah,
player to build around.
he's a playmaker and he can score goals. So he has the two things that. I mean, Haaland is great. He's a goal scorer. He's a forward.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you cannot put him in the midfield and expect him to do a great through ball or some,
Right.
how people
Right.
play
Right. Right.
around him is different. Yeah.
Okay. Great. I love getting people's perspective on that because I feel like those two could potentially be your Ronaldo or Messi type of players to the future. They're both so young but so promising, and they're just so ripe in their careers. So appreciate that. I got to get my picks in real quick. I tell you what, I was looking at my phone. I made my picks earlier. I picked Atletico Madrid because I love Simeone in these round of 16 games. He seems to dig deep sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't, but I think Frankie FIFA's gonna fuck it up, man. I think Chelsea's gonna Chelsea. I don't.
Oh,
Pulisic is back, but I mean, I think Frankie FIFA is gonna find a way to really just mess this up. So put me put me down for Atletico, man. Got no faith in the English teams, man.
Oh man,
not anymore, huh?
Not anymore.
man.
They haven't really done well in Champions League.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
had 1 year, Liverpool and Tottenham, and Liverpool have done well, but other than that, we really haven't seen much success from EPL teams.
Yeah, and then we know Man City's going to just run through the group stage, and then they'll run into a wall like they usually do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Atletico and Simeone, like just want to bring that back up really quick, but it always just seems like he's just riding the high. When he's had a couple wins in a row that stacked up, that's when you see him just throw everything out in the wind, just go for it and go for the win. But recently, it seems like he can't find that other goal scorer to pair with Joao. Suarez just doesn't really look quite like Suarez. I mean, it's not like we expected him to look anything like old Suarez anyway. But they need to find somebody else to pair with him, and I don't think Suarez is the answer. That being said, Chelsea, man.
Who you
Chelsea.
got?
Chelsea.
You gonna pick Chelsea?
I'm
Who you
not.
gonna pick?
I'm not, because I'm going to tell you why. Exactly what we said. Exactly what we said. It always comes down to, what is Frankie FIFA going to do? I can tell you today they lost 2-1 to Wolverhampton in the 96th minute. So
Yo.
is that the Chelsea we're going to see? Is the Chelsea that won 4-0 2 games ago in Champions League? Is that Chelsea we're going to see, or we're going to see the one that tied Krasnodar 1-1 and lost to Wolverhampton right after that 2-1? I got to go Atletico just because.
This is a big toss-up, man.
It really is.
This is a big toss-up.
It really is. It's like, what coach wants to show up today? Who wants it? Who wants it? You know?
That's how it's gonna be.
Point.
Oh yeah.
So, and I got more faith in Diego just because he's been there before. So, I know Frank's been there as a player, but I really think, I've said this a million times this year, it's going to take more time for Chelsea to figure each other out. Great signings.
Oh yeah.
All great signings all around. Lots of money spent. I think it's going to take a year or two to really get everybody together on the same page. I don't think it's there yet. Atletico's my pick.
Great. With that being said, looking at Group E, Booty picks Sevilla, Chelsea. So he gets 1 point for picking both in the incorrect order. I picked Chelsea first, Rennes second, so I also get 1 point. It is becoming a tight race to see who has won the group stage predictions. Let's move on to the next game of the day. This is an easy one. Bayern Munich versus Lazio on February 23rd. Not really much to say here. Bayern are going to just steamroll Lazio. They
Yeah.
like Booty has said over and over again, Lazio come out so strong. They look so strong in the group stage, and then they kind of taper off towards the end of the group stage games. They don't look as strong in Serie A right now. I really don't think that they'll make it past the previous Champions League final winners. Put me down for Bayern.
Same here, man. I'll definitely take Bayern. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
bet-
I put all my money on that.
right. Yes.
Easy.
Man,
Easy.
I'm put the house. I'm gonna put the car. I'm gonna put, man. If Rosie O'Donnell is starting in midfield for Bayern, I'm gonna still take Bayern. We're gonna put it all on Bayern. We're gonna put my left ball on Bayern. We're gonna put my left foot, my right foot, my children I haven't had yet, my cats. It's all on Bayern. Lazio, please don't do this to me. I'm gonna lose we do. But at the end of the day, take Immobile off this team. This is gonna be a hot take, but tell me I'm wrong. This team ain't anything, man. This team's nothing. This team's nothing without Immobile. Period.
You got to drop.
You got some good players. You got some good players, but are you going to win with them? You going to win with the Cherby in the back? You going to win with Millie Savic, who for me did nothing during Champions League group stage, really.
That's right.
If Immobile wasn't in this game, the games he wasn't in, they didn't win. And then towards the end, they did what they usually do. He wasn't, and they still didn't win. So you have to dig real deep to beat Bayern, and that's not anywhere near it. They're going to get their ass kicked bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I don't think they get their ass kicked, but I do think they struggle being able to score goals because they're going to go with their typical Italian style of play where they park the bus and try and counter.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
And I will say that's Bayern's weakness is they are susceptible on the counter.
Yep.
We saw PSG almost exploit them in the final. Anytime they can go up against a team that can park the bus and counter, we did see Atletico challenge them. I believe it was a tie. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Atletico should have won that game.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and look at the series of events there, but Atletico Bayern at the very end of the group stage, granted, we got to remember it was a Bayern B team. It wasn't their full squad, but Bayern are susceptible to a fast and quick counter, and we can't forget about Joaquim Correa for Lazio. He's a young Argentinian player. He has been hot on Lazio. He is definitely going to be bought in the summer, if not in this January transfer window. So be careful for those sneaky players on Lazio on the counterattack. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, again, I think we all can agree here. Bayern Munich are going to dominate this game.
Yeah,
dominate these legs.
that's a good point too that I was leaving out. Obviously, we've talked about it a few times before, but yeah, you got to watch out for that Italian defense and that kind of lazy gameplay, man. That that game plan. But I just still see I still don't see that phase in Bayern.
No, I don't either.
So yeah, just can't.
Looking at the Group A and Group F, both Booty and I picked Bayern and Atletico to win first and second. And in Group F, we both picked Dortmund and Lazio. 2 points there for both of us. On to the final 2 games of this leg 1 of round of 16. We've got Atalanta, Real Madrid, Mönchengladbach versus Man City. Man, you got to wonder, is Man City, they have to be paying somebody. How do they continue to get these tier 2 teams all the time? Not to shit on Mönchengladbach, but you're not a tier 1 team. You're still a tier 2 team. You got a lot to prove. I'm going to go through this one quickly. Man City over Mönchengladbach. Easy. Done.
I'll take
this is so easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys as well. It sucks too. This is the one I really hope I'm just dead wrong on, and Gladbach come out some kind of way and score 4 goals in the first half or something. But I just Man City really, if you look at those group stage games, they really weren't that impressive. But it doesn't matter just because of the quality players that they have and the lineup they're gonna put out. You can't really go against one of the better coaches ever that they also have. You can't go against Pep. So I got to take Man City just because. But damn, I hope I'm wrong. And I won't bet my nut or my left foot or anything on this one. But yeah, because they didn't impress me in the group stages either. And they're not looking good in EPL really either. But
that's right.
But yeah, I guess they're using all that EPL money to just keep getting these draws, man. like you said,
I don't get it.
I know,
I don't get it.
It seems like the past 3 years in a row, they're getting easy groups, and then they get an easy first draw. They still played 2 years ago? They were in the semifinal. They played Tottenham, right? Which Tottenham ended up playing a pretty decent game, but they were leading on Tottenham as well, and they blew that thanks to VAR. But
right, jeez,
right? It's just I don't know. Fuck Man City. No offense to our Man City fans out there. We love you, just not your team.
I love Pep, man. I gotta say, I might not be a huge Man City fan, but Pep has done some incredible things at Man City. You gotta respect him.
Agree.
Also, they got some fantastic players, man. KDB, probably the best midfielder in the game for the last couple of years. Not sure anyone's really kind of been on his same level of play. He's on another level as a midfielder, especially being in the EPL, arguably the hardest league in the league in the world.
Yeah.
And he consistently brings it game in, game out. It's you got to respect Man City, but for some reason they are paying the right people, and they are just getting some great matchups in Champions League. I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
And KDB, man, talk about people who want to build a team around, like we were just mentioning a little while ago, man. That's a name that pops in my head immediately. So I agree with you 100% there.
Yeah. Definitely. Let's move on to the last game of Leg 1, round of 16. This is on February 24th, if you forgot already. This is Atalanta, my sweethearts, my Italian sweethearts, against my Spanish league sweethearts. I don't know who I'm going to pick. I have no fucking clue. If I'm being real, I'm going to be real, son. If I'm being real, I got to pick Real Madrid. They look so good in that last match day. It's just Zidane picked the best starting 11 we have seen through the entire match day. And this was because of injuries and him trying to figure it out. They had Sergio in, fantastic. They had the world-class trio in the midfield, fantastic. And then the surprise, he had the 2 young Brazilians on the wings. Those 2 complementing Benzema. It looked great. I don't think Atalanta stand a chance here, especially with all the locker room drama that we were talking about the last episode. Papu Gomez and Gasperini getting into it. Put me down for Real Madrid.
Yep, and you know what? I've heard some rumors, man. Some Papu apparently Inter and AC is keeping tabs on Papu right now.
I like that. I'd take Papu any day, man.
Yeah. Woo. I was reading that today. That was per ESPN.
Damn. So give us your thoughts on this one, Booty.
Yeah. Ugh, man, you left your Cinderella girlfriends at the altar, man. What happened?
Sorry, bro. I found a more beautiful woman
You,
outside, waiting outside for me.
you take Atalanta to the beautiful dinner, and you leave her. You leave her with a check. You left her with a check, man.
Sorry. Sorry.
Hugh pulled. I forgot my wallet at home on Atalanta, and he walks out to meet up with a Tinder date with Real Madrid.
Hey. Hey,
Man,
bro, that's not a Tinder date. That's like a Bumble or a Hinge date, man. Tinder is like Atlanta.
man, I'm gonna tell you what. Atalanta, they swiped right for me, but Real Madrid, man,
They gave you that super like.
I met him on Bumble and Grinder, so I gotta go Real Madrid.
Oh yeah.
They were super gay for me. I had to go for them. I was just like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. All right. Man,
Oh
it's
god.
it's very rare. I'll pick Real Madrid, but I gotta agree with you. The way they looked, the last match, the way they look in La Liga, that 2-0 win against Atletico, like we just spoke of recently here, that they're kind of on fire here. If it keeps up for this next month, I'm really interested to see what they do this transfer window, because if they don't spend this transfer window, does that open the door for that big name player, since they haven't really spent too big? Uh, Maybe the Mbappe, maybe as we've mentioned before. Hey, maybe Holland even. I know that's been thrown out there a good bit. What if they want to throw enough money that persuades Dortmund to even do it? There's something that's got to happen this transfer window. I think they're missing just like one little piece. Maybe just one more midfielder. Maybe just one more striker. Not that I don't have faith in Benzema, but I don't have faith in Benzema to keep this up consistently all the way through. I know he's done it before, but he's getting a little older. I think if they could just get one more striker, one more midfielder on the cheap, I'll take Real Madrid.
Done.
Yeah.
Luis, since you are a La Liga fan, break it down for us. What's your pick, and tell us about Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be, not a great easy game for Madrid, but it's gonna be where experience is gonna win, man. Real Madrid, Real Madrid with Zidane on the bench, man. Just experience is gonna win this game. These guys they've been doing it for years together, almost the same lineup, and it's like, I mean, I'm confident Madrid is gonna take it home, definitely. Yeah, yeah.
How were they? When was the last time you were able to catch a Real Madrid game in La Liga?
Saturday or Saturday
Oh,
against
right,
the
of course. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so tell us about how Real Madrid looked against Atletico.
Well, I was hearing about. So I didn't watch the first 20 minutes. So whenever I got on the game, all I could hear from the people that were talking about the game was about the lineup they put in front of Simeone. That was the main thing. The first 20 minutes of the game, that midfield controlled the whole game,
Mm.
and that's when Simeone, you know, he changed the lineup for during the game, but they couldn't pretty much take the ball from them. So it was pretty much what made the game. And
This is the lineup from today. I'm just realizing they played today. They won
okay,
3-1 against Atletico Bilbao.
bro, they gave one of the Atletico Bilbao a red card in the 13th minute. I
Oh,
was
Jesus.
Damn.
that
Wow.
ruined the whole game right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So can't really look at this game
Yeah, pull up the
with the
lineup
same
from
light.
Atletico Madrid. I think it was Kroos, Modric, and the Brazilian dude. What's his name?
Casemiro. Yeah.
Casemiro. Them three, and Zidane and Vinicius and somebody else.
And that's
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 it.
what
This
that's
is,
what Hugh mentioned on the last episode too. That's that Holy Trinity we were calling it right there.
man, it
Yeah,
is so good. And then you got Ramos behind him.
yeah,
Just it's hard to crack this team. And like you said, they've got so much experience. I'm so glad you said that. In the Champions League, they've got so much experience
oh yeah,
with the coach, with the players, the leadership on the field, and then you sprinkle in some youth with Vinicius Jr., Lucas Vasquez, Furlan Mendy. I mean, not to mention you got Valverde, Asensio's back,
oh yeah,
Rodrigo. They've
Yeah.
got a great combination of experience and youth. I actually said last episode, this is a team I think that can challenge Bayern Munich for the top spot. I don't know who else I could see right now with as much strength as Bayern Munich and being able to compete with them, uh, for that title.
Oh yeah, that would be them for sure.
Definitely,
All right.
definitely. Hey, I'm gonna throw in one more thing. I'm gonna take that back. They might not need that extra midfielder in that window. Go get an extra center back because Ramos will definitely get a red card. Because we saw last year that bite him in the ass against City. So just it'd be nice to have just one more extra, one more extra.
Yeah, and to add on to what you were saying, this team, while they have experience, that also is a negative in that these players are getting older. Ramos and Benzema are both getting up there in age, and they're going to need to find replacements very soon. Not replacements that have to come in and start and be that same player,
Exactly.
but they need to start. What's the word? They need to start grooming a new center back and a new striker.
Yep.
And we've already seen it in the last two Champions League. Rafael Varane does not like being that captain in the back line. He needs a Sergio Ramos type of player to take the responsibility. So they kind of struck out with Militao, and he hasn't really come into form as that Ramos type of player.
No, he won.
And Nacho is just kind of a Band-Aid. We are looking for Real Madrid to make a big signing for that center back. There are a few out there that are definitely capable of doing that. I immediately think of Upamecano. I immediately think of Koulibaly. These are players that are proven center backs that can change a game from their position in the back line. And then to add on to your point, Booty, Erling Haaland would be a fantastic young player to kind of play underneath Benzema and kind of learn the ropes of being the number 9 at Real Madrid. So I anticipate them dropping some dollars in this January transfer window just because we haven't seen them spend. And like you said, Ramos is susceptible for a red card. So
Yeah.
maybe go get a center back, man, just in case.
He's at least getting one.
Over under 1 red card throughout the entire knockout rounds.
Oh man,
You want to go 2?
I was gonna
Over under?
I was gonna say under 2 because definitely have one. He'll definitely have one.
Okay.
For sure. For sure.
I'll go with a push. I'll go he gets 2 red cards.
We need to see the
feeling
Vegas
spicy.
odds on this.
I'm feeling spicy. But this will close us out for leg 1 of the round of 16. These games will be on February 16th, February 17th, February 23rd, and February 24th. Booty, you got anything to add here?
I don't. Very good draw. For the first time in a while, I feel like they're pretty even, minus our friends at Manchester City, per usual. But so that's like a theme now. I just don't even include that. But other than that,
Right.
man, it's really fun. Really fun. I'm very interested to see the PSG Barca game actually because
Definitely.
like we said, I don't think you can bash Barca on those last few games. Yeah, a lot of weird shit's going on with them right now, but I don't think they're just going to lay down. This has to be a game that they bounce back, they turn around. If not, they might be looking for another coach already. Maybe Xavi, as our friend Luis was saying right here, he's looking phenomenal. What is he in Saudi Arabia? Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
For the past
Dude,
2 years, he's looked great. Right?
There's a
Say it
video
again,
out
Luis.
there. There's a video that just came up today about a play the team made from the area. Dude, a goal. Like you gotta watch it, bro. When I saw that, everybody was comparing it to Barcelona and how they play. It was amazing, bro. I was like, if he was able to put that into that team of stranger, guys that we don't even know these guys.
Yes.
Yeah, he has the knowledge. He knows what he's doing. So
The next trend. It's the next trend. That former player coach. You got Pirlo. You got Lampard. Xavi,
Yeah.
baby. That's the next one.
Oh yeah.
What you got, Coach?
Well, I was going to say, I just pulled up the video. We will definitely watch this after we close this out. I'm very excited. One thing I do need to point out is with our group stage predictions, I was able to pull away 12 points to 1. Booty, you slipped up. doubting my PSG boys and putting too much faith in Man U, as well as
12 points to 11. 12 points to 11. You gave me 1 point, Hugh. You said 12 to 1. You trying to bury me over here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
12 to 1. I'm sorry, 12 to 11. 12
Goodness
to 11.
gracious.
12 to 11. You lost by 1 point. Lost by 1 point is what I meant to say.
I was gracious and
Inter. Awesome.
You did a great job there.
All right, well, Booty. No problem. No problem. I think it's time to close it out.
Let's do it. Let's do it. How do I close this out? What better way to close it out than with a prayer? Let's all join together and open up your prayer books. It's the gospel according to Footy Fetish. Fetish has been real. The footy has been soccer, and the soccer has been Champions League. Before we close everything out, we'd like to give a shout out. Luis, we always give a shout out to somebody that we love. It could be soccer related, non-soccer related. If you want to tell your mom hi, that's appropriate on the show. If you want to tell Messi hi, he always listens. He's a big listener of the show, especially for Barcelona fans. So, who you got, my friend?
Hey, I'm telling Messi hi, and I'm hoping he makes the best decision in the next year.
I like that.
And it's a true fan right there.
Yes,
you said it all day. You said, "Hey, man, if it's time to move on, do it. I'm not going to be upset." That's a true fan right there. True fan of the game.
Oh yeah.
Ocho,
Definitely.
What you got?
My shout out is gonna go to we just added a new team member to Nova Acai. His name is Shea Simmons. He's been going through a rough time. He just lost a really good buddy of his, and also got into a extreme car wreck where he broke a lot of things in his body, and he's in the middle of recovery. And he's got the mental strength right now to help contribute to Nova Acai, a brand new acai import business that I started, and has really been educating us on the world of digital marketing and growing your brand. So shout out to Shea Simmons. Love you, brother. Glad to have you on the team.
Ocho's actually already filled me in on you. Told me great things, man. Great shout out. Speedy recovery. And very, very sorry to hear about your friend, man. It's never good to lose anybody, but that's something you'll never get over. But with other friends, man, I'll help you move on. They'll help you understand it. So, wish you the best. Awesome shout out, man.
Thanks.
Man, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 2 real quick ones. First of all, I'm gonna shout out the Columbus Crew for winning the MLS Cup. We all had Seattle Sounders pegged to win another one. I'm gonna say this. I think Columbus Crew is up there, probably my favorite club, just because I've heard so many things about how passionate their fans are. They have a serious fan base. They have their own beer. There's a brewery that is apparently up in Columbus that is very, very invested in them. I know I have a cousin of mine who actually lived up in Columbus for a while, and he told me that was the thing to do. Said Ohio State games, Columbus Crew games. Said that's where it's at. Had no clue there's that much of a soccer following in Ohio, but apparently that's the biggest state that listens to us as well. So shout out to our Ohio buddies.
Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
So shout out Columbus Crew. Secondly, tomorrow, big match tomorrow. We got Tottenham and Liverpool in EPL. I believe it's a 2:00 game, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 11:30. I think 11:30 our time. But that right there, if I'm not mistaken, that's first versus second place, baby. Is Jose going to tell him to shut up? We'll find out. It is 2:00. It is 2:00. There you go. So if you're looking for something on a random Wednesday afternoon, that's going to be where it's at. So
I got a quick quote from Klopp. He said, in regards to Mourinho, he said he has turned the Spurs into a results machine.
Yeah. Yep. And
interesting words.
I'll be honest, I haven't watched much Tottenham this year, so I kind of want to tune into that just to watch Tottenham.
Dude, same. They have good players, bro. They just needed somebody to just be the glue and bring it all together.
Yep.
You know?
Who would have thought it'd be Jose?
Man, that's awesome. Good shout out right there.
I got nothing else, fellas. You got anything?
That's
Nova
all.
Acai. Go
Nova
get a taste.
Nova Acai, baby. I need some more, by the way. Fresh
Hell
out.
yeah.
Fresh out.
I got you.
Need a little bit of that. Luis, I think this goes without saying, but thank you, man. Very much appreciate it. Awesome to meet
Thank
you.
you guys for having me, man.
Awesome to meet you. Hopefully, we'll get to meet you in person sometime soon. Get you up in New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Man, this is all I got. I'm very excited about this next round. We'll be coming at you with results on our next episode. Results of these. Well, we'll probably have a little something in between. We'll do a couple episodes in between, some craziness. So,
All
Footy Fetish Soldiers, if you ain't following us, go follow us. We're at Footy Fetish Show. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Insta. Do it big. We're on YouTube. We got a YouTube channel. Go check it out. We give out chicken sandwiches for soccer trivia. Go check out our 69th episode. Man, well, we do it real big with Nola Crafted Customs. Nola Crafted
That's it.
Customs.
That's it.
Jordan Williams and Dan Levy showing us how to make drinks and cook souffles, and we talk Ninja Turtles and Street Sharks. I don't know if y'all remember that. So big time there. I got nothing else other than that. Last time I checked, this has been the Footy Fetish Show, and the fetish is real, and the footy is soccer. Peace out, Boy Scouts.
I was hoping you said it again, man.